I let my fiancé think I was fine with his decision. I wasn't. When Marcus told me he wanted his ex-girlfriend to be his best woman at our wedding, I smiled and said sure. He looked so relieved, so grateful that I was being cool about it. I wasn't being cool about it. I was taking notes. Marcus and Jenna dated for 4 years before me. She broke up with him because she wanted to travel. He was devastated. Took him 2 years to recover. Then he met me. We dated for 3 years. Got engaged last summer. Everything was perfect until he casually mentioned that Jenna was back in town and they'd been hanging out just as friends. He said, "She's changed. You'd really like her." I didn't like her. I especially didn't like how his eyes lit up every time her name came up. But I played along, smiled when she came to dinner, laughed at her travel stories, pretended not to notice when Marcus touched her arm during conversations. Then came the best woman request. "She's been my closest friend for years," he explained. "It would mean so much to have her standing up there with me." I said okay. He hugged me so tight, told me I was the most understanding woman he'd ever met. I was understanding all right. I understood exactly what was happening. The next few months, I watched everything. Every text notification that made him smile. Every inside joke I wasn't part of. Every time he chose her opinion over mine about wedding details. She picked the venue. She picked the caterer. She even helped him choose his suit. I just kept smiling, kept saying it was fine, kept collecting evidence. 3 weeks before the wedding, I found the messages. He'd left his phone on the kitchen counter while showering. It buzzed. Her name popped up. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. The conversation went back months. She missed him. He missed her too. They talked about timing and mistakes and what could have been. The most recent message from her said, "Are you sure about this wedding?" His response, sent 2 hours ago, "I don't know anymore." I put the phone down exactly where I found it. My hands weren't even shaking. I was surprisingly calm for someone whose entire life just imploded. That night, Marcus came to bed and kissed my forehead. "Love you," he mumbled before falling asleep. I stared at the ceiling until 3 inches the morning. The next day, I called my maid of honor, told her everything. She wanted me to confront him immediately, call off the wedding, make a scene. I had a different idea. I spent the next 3 weeks being the perfect bride, excited about every detail, glowing at the rehearsal dinner, thanking Jenna for being such a good friend to my future husband. Jenna looked almost guilty. Almost. The wedding day arrived, 200 guests, beautiful venue that Jenna picked, perfect weather. I stood in the bridal suite with my dress on, looking at myself in the mirror. My maid of honor asked if I was ready. I smiled. Absolutely. The music started. The doors opened. I walked down the aisle toward Marcus, who was standing next to his best woman. He was crying. So was she. I reached the altar. The officiant began his speech. Then he asked if anyone had any objections. Silence. He continued to the vows. Marcus went first. His voice cracked as he talked about finding his soulmate. Then it was my turn. I looked at Marcus, then at Jenna, then back at Marcus. "I actually wrote something," I said, "but I changed my mind." The room went quiet. "Marcus," I continued, "when you asked to have your ex-girlfriend as your best woman, I said yes. When she picked our venue, our caterer, your suit, I said yes. When I found the messages between you two, I still said yes." His face went white. Jenna's jaw dropped. I pulled out my phone and read his text out loud. "I don't know anymore. That's what you told her 3 weeks ago when she asked if you were sure about marrying me." Gasps from the guests. Marcus started stammering. "It's not what it looks like. It's exactly what it looks like." I handed my bouquet to my maid of honor. "You two clearly have unfinished business. I'm going to let you finish it." I turned and walked back down the aisle. 200 people watched in complete silence. My maid of honor caught up with me outside. She was laughing and crying at the same time. That was insane. "Are you okay?" I got in my car and looked at her through the window. "I'm better than okay. I almost married a man who was in love with someone else. Now I'm free." I drove away in my wedding dress and never looked back. Marcus called 47 times that night. Jenna called twice. I blocked them both. 6 months later, I saw on social media that they're together now, living in her apartment, planning trips abroad. They deserved each other all along. I just helped them realize it.